When I first thought about the project and wanted to create this sound map of Sheffield inside the Circle of Fire, wanted it to be site specific, not just bring sounds from anywhere around the world where I've had the privilege of travelling to. I wanted to create the sounds, I wanted to recreate the sounds of my city now, the 21st century, 2013. So it has to be contemporary and not nostalgic. It has been a listening exercise, but for me, listening to the piece will hope, and for the audience, will hopefully be a creative function. It's not a soporific sound wash. It's not nostalgic. It's hopefully, it will be a dynamic piece which stimulates people's imaginations and strikes them hopefully in quite a personal way, because a lot of the sounds, I hope, will be familiar to people, whether it's the sounds of birdsong here in Ecclesall Woods or downtown Fargate on a Friday night. I also see it as a great collaboration between myself, museums, Sheffield, the people I've worked with, the staff there, but also the people who live here and who've taken the trouble to contribute the work. And what's interesting about that is the enthusiasm for it. When you ask people to stop and really listen, it then becomes a very creative and engaging activity. We tend to hear everything, but we rarely listen because we live in such a noise-polluted world and environment. Sheffield's not immune from that, but it has these wonderful oases of sound, whether it's Kelham Island with sort of the industrial sounds and the river passing through, or whether it's the sounds of deciduous woodland. I mean, Sheffield's really gifted with lots of old pieces of woodland within the city, and this is one of them. There are many beautiful pieces of woodland which are very sound-rich environments. And then the very periphery, the edge of the Circle of Fire, the moorlands, the classic Yorkshire moorlands which surround the city and where we started the project. Sheffield's a city of rivers, and rivers have not only created and channeled the habitat here, but they have charged both the industrial development and a lot of the leisure, and it's the reason Sheffield's here, the movement of water from the hills down the valleys. And that was not only the beginning of the journey of the piece, but how I started to think about a sound map of Sheffield and how crucial the sounds of water are to the piece. I've always seen Sheffield as being in the centre of this circle, the periphery of which are the upland areas, the moorland and the really wild places. And then gradually the landscape softens as you are channeled down these numerous rivers, more so than the 5 famous rivers that feed into Sheffield, but have created and sculpted this really beautiful landscape, at the heart of which is the centre of the city. What I've been doing for some years, and particularly focused on this project, is recording in a surround sound format called ambisonics, which captures the sonic environment of the world around us in a very accurate way. And this sounds very technical, but it's not some Emperor's New Clothes thing, because it's not some strange hi-fi talk, but it does actually work. And so what I'm particularly excited about this project inside the Circle of Fire is being able to place people in those environments. This really is a unique opportunity I've been given by Museum Sheffield to create a sound map of my home city, but actually a contemporary one now, 2013. So I've never really worked on a project where I've been recording right up until the post-production period and then taking it back, and so it's actually developing as I listen to it, the project, and so it's been shaped right up until the last moment. So I don't know quite how it's going to sound just yet.